Welcome on into Booby's world. We are live here at the Big Play Studios on the shores of Lake Erie. Ooh. I'm Nick Padone. He is Daniel Booby Gibson. Also, El Alcalde, Rafa Hernandez Brito. What's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? You know, happy to be back for another round, man. Excited to talk Cavs basketball, man. Excited to be here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited that Cavs basketball is back.
Man,
I mean, nights are going to be a lot better now, you know?
You know what I mean? I was so bored. Like, I have nothing to do when there's no hoops. So I'm just glad that I got something to watch.
Perfect time of the year.
Yeah.
Baseball is almost over. Basketball is about to start. Football is kicking in. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, no complaints.
Best time of year, no question.
The leaves on the trees are changing here in Northeast Ohio, and we got a fun show for you guys. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about that Cavs opening dub on the road against Brooklyn. We're going to also talk about all the biggest headlines and storylines surrounding the Cavs. We'll go around the NBA, talk about some big headlines elsewhere outside of just Cleveland. Booby and Raf are going to give their top three non-All-Star shooters.
You know how that goes.
And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Or five.
And then we're going to take a trip down memory lane with the guys and talk some old Cavs memories. We're going to have a lot more of Booby's World straight ahead. Don't go anywhere. Welcome on in to Booby's World. I'm Nick Padone here on the Big Play Network. We got Game 6 legend Daniel Booby Gibson, Rafa Hernandez Brito, the mayor, which a lot of people don't know is that El Alcalde.
Yeah.
All right, guys, big headline with the Cavs this week. Not on the court, but off the court.
95, baby.
Myles Garrett becomes a minority owner in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously super cool for the city of Cleveland, getting one of the biggest superstars in the NFL as a partial owner of our Cavaliers. What was that like for you guys when that news broke?
I mean, he could be a 12 guy. I mean, I done seen him hoop. I mean, he could come out there, set a screen, get some. The way he jumped over the kicker. Like, listen, we can use that athleticism on the court, not just in the front office. But I think it's awesome, man. He obviously loves the game of basketball. He's obviously a big Cleveland guy. He's fell in love with the city. And, I mean, that's just a great thing to see. An athlete from another league join ours and show love like that. It's dope to see.
I don't think there's anything that you can say that is not great for the city, for the organization. You know, our chairman, Dan Gilbert, is always looking to make Cleveland the best place where basketball is played, and I think with a partnership with Myles Garrett, who is undoubtedly the best football player probably right now in the NFL defensively at least, and this is a guy that is just proof of what this city is all about. I always talk about how most people that have played here, like your case, Booby, they always they keep calling Cleveland home. There's something about this city, and this guy has been all about being an ambassador for the city, and now he's going to be an ambassador for the Cavs. He's going to be coming to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse a little more often, and I can't wait to see that crossover he did on the Bengals line, man, when he got to Borough.
You said it. Like, even for me, like, people ask, like, man, you love Cleveland that much? And I'm like, yeah, because it's a true sports town. Mm-hmm. Like, they love their athletes, especially the ones that get out on that floor and lay it on the line. These fans show you that type of love. So for him to stand up, like you said, as an ambassador for the city and show what we all about, I love to see it. I love to see it.
Do you guys think that this becomes a little bit more of a common theme with active athletes getting a little minority stake in sports teams in their town? We saw it with Patrick Mahomes, now has a little chunk of the Royals. I'll say this, it's going to be impossible for TJ Watt to do it because they don't have a basketball team.
Hey, but you got the Penguins.
Hey,
the Pirates? Any interest in buying the Pirates?
You got to be damn good, it seems like, because I don't think everybody's going to be able to get a stake of the team. Like, you got to be damn good, and like you said, you really got to be connected to that city. I think Patty Mahomes, like, they love him in KC.
Yep.
Myles Garrett, we love him in Cleveland. So I don't think the owners are just going to give everybody that shot. I feel like you got to do a lot of work in the community. You got to really show you connected to that city, but it's really great to see.
that's the important thing you just said. The importance of being connected to the community. But this is not something you do because it's a cool thing to do. Because it's not your Balenciaga sweatshirt and you're putting it on. You know, it is something you do because you believe in. He believes in getting close to the community. He believes in what we have been doing as an organization with the community. And I think, you know, obviously he's a basketball fan. I see him wearing that 95 in the summer league.
I'm going to get my 95 Cavs jersey.
I saw they got him on the team.
I dare you to wear one of his size, though. See how tight it is.
It'll swallow me up, but it's all good. I'm gonna support our guy. He a fellow Cav.
Yeah,
now,
but we're excited.
We're
excited about it, and then I'll be able to see him on both sides, you know, with the football and the basketball. But hey, like I said, there's nothing just less than amazing to say about what this guy is gonna be able to do with his platform. Yeah. And not just when he comes to the games, but also with the community and what we can do, what we also like to do. So, hey,
absolutely, we got to get him back.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. We got to get him back in another layup line though, because I seen it. That windmill is crazy.
Although I heard today, there's no such thing as a 10-day contract and all that.
Get Kevin Stefanski on the line. I feel like we could make a couple adjustments here.
Get Miles in a uniform. Man. That 95.
You never have the uniform. I don't think they'll be signing him.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, little energy guy.
Although
I bet he beat somebody up in that paint.
I would love to have him tackle Sir CC during one of the timeouts. You know?
Why you gonna do Sir CC?
Yeah, why you do Sir CC? Why not Moondog?
No, Moondog's cool. Yeah, Moondog's cool. You don't mess with my dog.
Nah, CC my guy too.
Sir CC, I would love to see him and to play the tackle dummy with Miles.
I think we got a beef. Yeah,
Rob starting stuff. We are obviously very excited to have Myles Garrett as a permanent part of this Cleveland community moving forward. Guys, well, on the hardwood, the Cavs were able to win their opener in Brooklyn. It was the Cavs' first opener win on the road in decades. Really? It was 2000. A really long time.
You want to hear something funny? It was the last win was October 31st of 2000, and guess who was the voice of the Spanish for the Nets? You. Thanks to La Araña, thanks to Donovan Mitchell, I was on the right side of the Cavs Nets opening game.
I just had a little realization. So you mean every year I play, we got smacked on the road our first
game? On the road,
if you open on the road, yeah.
Yeah. If you open,
it's the first road opening win.
Oh, so if we started home and then went on the road, we could get that win.
Yeah.
Damn, we got smacked every time. We won 66 games. Like, right, 66 is tough to get smacked.
No, but it was Halloween night in 2000 when the Cavs won the last time on the road, and it was in New Jersey against the Nets.
I mean, I just love the way we came out, like the way we came out moving the ball. We came out with the right energy, and I feel like we got the lead. And then the one thing I love about this Cavs team is whenever things get rough, I never get rattled. I never get nervous. I feel like the guys stay calm, whether we're down 2, up 2, close fourth quarter games. These guys seem to be prepared because they've been through those moments. I never flinched the other night. I knew that we were gonna make a play to get that game.
And I don't think Kiki Vandeweghe, who's the one that makes the fine now for like talking, or is it Joe Dumars that fines people for talking about the refs?
That's possible.
I don't think they're watching Booby's World, but
careful now, Rob.
Aside from Cam Thomas making shots like Moondog all night long, I think that opening night for the Cavs was difficult because there was some calls that.
Yeah,
kind of went the wrong way, and then the last play there was a lot of contact. That thing was offensive, defensive, flopping. Something had to be called, but obviously nothing was called, which was great. Yeah. And Donovan, who admitted that he wasn't playing good that night, he hit that shot, and this came after he stole that ball to tie the game down the road. So I think it was amazing and great to see with the fact that we still
resilient.
Had no Jared Allen, and that altered completely everything because Mobley had to slide down, and then you cannot get short on coming off the bench. But that's great for JB that he's able to figure that out, and he surprised everybody with that lineup.
That's what I was about to say. It did not hurt that 35 came in ready to play. And I've been watching the Iceman this entire preseason. I've been watching him. Like, they've cracked the code with him in terms of allowing him to just do whatever he wants in transition. If you see a lane, if you see something open, take it. And I feel like it's opened his confidence to where now I can get into that paint, I can get out in transition. So now when I get a an open three, I'm ready to let it go because I feel like I'm a part of the game. So it was great to see him get that start and capitalize on it for sure.
Yeah, so I'll butt in right there, guys. And obviously it was cool to see Okoro have that really nice offensive performance. We know the kind of player he is defensively. A lot of people say that this is a make it or break it year for him. We saw a lot of guys in that draft class already get that extension this summer. We're expecting big things from Isaac this year, right?
Yeah, but I would never say make or break for a guy like that.
He's made it already.
Any team, any NBA team would want to have Isaac Okoro on their team. So I think you might ask questions about him getting his bag right now. Yeah. But as far as him being an NBA player and a guy that brings that every single night, I want Isaac on my team for sure.
Yeah. Same.
There's no doubt about that. And I think, it's the nature of the beast. At the end of the day, this is a business.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I totally, I'm not unaware. I am unaware of anything that goes on when it comes to negotiating and anything. I can just tell you whatever you have read, but I just don't think that's going to impede Ice to have that year that he's been getting better.
Yeah.
As the year has gone by. And the best part about it, quiet. He's just been doing his job, and that's it. Never has you heard anything about him that kind of disgruntled anything in the locker room or in the group and everything. He's been the same dude since the moment he showed up. And remember, he came during the pandemic and no training camp and all that. So he's been the guy that everybody's doubt. And then, hey, I'm telling you what, you will go ask the other 29 guys that have played him every night.
You ask the guy that he's checking, ask the guy that he's guarding if what Isaac Okoro brings to the game. Because after that game, they icing. They don't want to see him for another night because he's going to make it tough on you. I love him.
All right, well, guys, a guy that did secure the bag this past summer, and boy, did he arrive in the opener. A hot start to the season for none other than Max Strus. 27 points against the Brooklyn Nets, but boy, he's been hot to start this season, Booby, and the fans are excited because that was a piece that we said moving into this season, the Cavs got to add shooting. They got to get DG and Donovan a little bit of help on the perimeter. Welcome on in, Mr. Strus.
Man, big Goosey love. I was loving seeing him let that thing fly last night. And he had that number one on, too. It's just something about that number one that just gets guys to shooting that basketball. I don't know what it is. But it's
gotta be the number.
It gotta be the number.
Shoes.
Not the jump shot, not his work that he's put in. It's the number. But like when I see him on the floor now, and I see your DG and I see your Don, he's going to have a lot of those looks because they have to worry about those guys, have to make sure that those guys are covered. So I just think he's in the perfect position, and Max puts in the work every day. He puts in the work. So it's just great to see a guy that takes the time every single day to get the work in and then it show up on the floor.
Breaking news. First of all, he also had a double-double.
Yeah.
Oh,
right? He had 12 rebounds. He only had 3 double-doubles, 2 double-doubles going in his career. So one, it's amazing to see how much he's willing to do.
Right.
But the breaking news I have for all Cavs fans, he's not going to hit 7 threes every night. So just easy. The good thing about it is that he's going to keep shooting the ball.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And he's going to be, and I believe he's one of those guys that does not need that much time between catching that rock and putting it up in the air. And you gotta love that. You gotta love a guy that doesn't think about it twice.
Not ball dominant.
No.
Whenever he gets his shot, he's ready to shoot. And like you said, he's doing everything else out there on the floor. So you want to see him.
How about that big block he had?
That's what I'm saying. Big blocks. He's guarding. He's rebounding. He's running the floor. He's running in the screen set.
Tough dude.
Man, that's that. I mean, shout out to the Miami Heat culture. Like, I gotta give them credit. Yeah. Like the guys that come from that culture, 99.9% of them play the game the right way with heart, and they leave it all out there on the floor. So that's a big testament to what they're doing out there.
Booby, obviously you were the shooter for the GOAT, LeBron James.
Okay. A little bit.
How much does having that threat of a Max Strus help Donovan Mitchell be the guy and be able to create things in the middle of the floor, because the threat of having a Booby Gibson on the perimeter is still there? Talk a little bit about the things that Strus will open up for Donovan.
So important, man. And I feel like even Bron would come to me and he would remind me, he would put the battery in my back and tell me how important it was to me to be over there spacing the floor for him and make you feel confident in that shot. And I feel like that's really what Don does too. But just like what you said, man, guys like that in this league, other teams, they draw up schemes to stop them. meaning they know everything that they're going to do. So it's really up to the other guys on the floor to star in their role, to be in the right position so that the key guys on the floor are able to make the game easier for you. And I think our front office did a great job of finding the players that fit what we're trying to do moving forward, whether that's Max, whether that's Georgie, whether that's even Damian came in last night and brought physicality, and I feel like that's what we need. And I just kudos to the front office for putting those guys in position.
You know what else LeBron used to say?
Shoot it, Booby!
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. And that's that battery. That battery. Yeah. Like when your role players are playing with that confidence, all that does is open up the floor for you so you're able to do what you do best.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Moving forward, guys, what kind of rotation do you want to see the Cavs get into early? I know a lot of fans out there. You're right, Booby. We saw Jones come in and play some really hard physical minutes. Some fans want to see Amani Bates. When do you think we could jump into that?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna let you go, Rob, because you know what my answer is. You know I want to see the kid, but I also know that there's a learning curve when you get to this level. When you have to go through the ring. You have to pay your dues if you want the coach to trust you out there on the floor. So I would love to see him get an opportunity, but I also would love to see him continue to get better every day. And then when he get his opportunity to play, be ready for that moment as opposed to
there's two things. First of all, we all want to see him play.
Yeah.
Right? But also, what JB said, the toughest thing for these guys is coming here and knowing that they're no longer the best player on the floor.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, the learning curve that you're talking about.
Yes,
and
sir.
the good news is, for all Cats fans, that time will come because it's an 82-game season. And the opportunity will come when that number gets called, and we all just hope that Booby has him ready with the shooting, and he comes in and takes advantage of the opportunity. That's all he can ask for.
One thing I will never question about Imani is his work ethic. He wants me at the gym in the morning, late at night, right after practice, before practice. Man, this kid understands it. So he'll be ready when his time comes. But just like you said, he has to take that time to learn and pay his dues first.
Well, I hope you guys are feeling the optimism that I'm feeling on this show. Obviously, a lot of exciting stuff as it pertains to our Cleveland Cavaliers straight ahead. We're going to take a peek around the NBA, look at what's going on further than just right here in Cleveland. So don't go anywhere. More Booby's World right after this. Welcome on back into Booby's World right here on the Big Play Network. I'm Nick Padone. He is Booby Gibson. Rafa Hernandez Brito. El Alcalde, the mayor, in studio with us as well. What's up, guys?
Shoot it.
All good, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for that big West Coast swing coming up. I can't wait for it, because right now we're still in this whole mood of season opener and all,
ready to get into the swing.
New faces with same face, New Jersey kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to get to 10 games 15 games under our belt,
right?
So you can start seeing it's a good sample. I think.
No, I agree.
Right now everything still looks like not preseason because the games count.
We're in a honeymoon phase right now.
Yeah, but it's not a good sample yet to say, okay, this is or that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we all happy that the game is back. Everybody's still shooting like they've been in the gym all summer. They haven't really the season hasn't really kicked in yet. But I'm just excited to see these guys out there on the floor. And I know a point of emphasis was moving that ball and getting threes up. And we got a lot of threes up last night. That's one of my favorite things to see.
It was fun to see that three ball going. Guys, the league put out a little bit of news for us right before that opener started, and we're returning to the traditional NBA All-Star format. It's going to be East versus West, no more draft, normal clock. We're going back to normal for the NBA All-Star game. You guys like that? I was kind of getting into a little bit of a rhythm, me personally, doing that scoring at the end. Where you
I don't know. I'm glad the draft is gone. That thing they could never figure it out.
That was getting to be a
lot.
lot. And
even the shows.
I like the idea of it. You know what I mean? I understand what they was trying to do, make it more competitive. And Kobe even stamped it for guys to make it more competitive. But it was starting to get a little gimmicky. And I feel like now we can get back to East versus West, get right back to basketball, become the best pickup game in the world. And I think these guys, the last couple years, they understand it hasn't been what the fans want to see in terms of just that competitive piece. So I think even going back to the regular format, I think the guys will be ready to step up this year and make it competitive.
Two things. I don't know if the charity portion of it goes
Yeah.
away, because that kind of gives an incentive to the guys when you're playing for $100,000 for the charity of the captain. I would like to see two things. The first one, I don't know how fair this is, but I would love to see a U.S. against the world game.
Right.
I know they have it in the young guys, like the second year guys, but I would, especially the fact that the last 5 MVPs have been won by international guys.
Yeah, and the track kid came out and was like, the NBA champion is always saying that they're the champion
but
of the
that's
world.
it. You know what? I don't think there's any league around the world that could
lace them up and find out. Let's lace them up and figure
No, but
it
I'm
out.
saying among the international team members in the league here, to play against the U.S. But then, that's one thing. And the other one would be, I wonder how similar to the voting the teams that the captains would pick, if they could pick anybody from the league, not just from the guys that they tell them that the coaches pick the reserve and the voting. You know what I mean?
Guys, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna miss the theater of it. Of the draft of LeBron
There was no
sitting
theater
there.
on that, man. That was the most boring theater.
LeBron was trying to do a little tampering without tampering and get
GM.
some of his guys.
The
GM
best part
cooking.
about all that was the Joker just getting up. He didn't want to be the last guy
I'm not
picked.
that,
He picked himself. But I wonder what would be the roster if it was just the 2 top vote getters picking whoever they want. It doesn't matter if the coaches didn't pick him. Like you know how the coaches pick the reserves?
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of feelings hurt for sure. It'd be a lot of feelings hurt across the league because they pick their friends first, but the fans tend to pick the fan favorites or the popular
names.
names.
With the All-Star, it's
Not
a
always the
popularity
best
contest.
Yeah, so it would be a lot.
There
of
are guys that I'm not even at. Kyrie was was voted a starter when he wasn't even playing for the Nets.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
It'd be a lot of feelings hurt if it went that way for sure.
That's what I mean. But I don't think the most important portion of the whole equation here is the competitiveness that the guys bring into the game.
Right.
And that's why you see the NFL going to different, the wide world of sports celebrity challenge, because it's a boring afternoon when you watch guys not even running up and down.
Yeah,
Hey, they're throwing into the Olympics now, though. Flag football.
Yeah,
2028.
The Olympics got rid of baseball to bring in flag football and pickleball. Come on.
Pickleball taking over, ain't it?
Yeah. Who's gonna guard Tyreek Hill? In any country from Canada, who's guarding Tyreek?
Somebody science teacher.
Yeah, but I think that was always. What was the name of that? Was it the Wild World of Sports that they had? They were playing ping pong and they're running 100-meter dash.
Yeah,
But
playing a
obviously,
little Madden.
Now the contracts are a little bigger, so a pull hamstring for Tyreek Hill doing the 100-meter dash. You're talking different. But I think the NBA can manage to keep it competitive. It used to be a great weekend to watch. The slam dunk championship got a little better with McClung winning it last year.
There's just so many,
But
man.
the whole
It ain't a lot of dunks left for that. You know what I mean? There's just so many dunks that you could do.
They should invite at least one guy from the YouTube channels.
because they be coming up
The
with
guys
some
that
wild
just do,
dunks.
those are the guys that they should invite there and make like a team thing. I don't know. But I'm saying, but it's there's some guys, first of all, LeBron was never in a slam dunk championship.
Yeah.
Like Zion Williamson should be. He wants to get paid.
Yeah.
So the best dunkers are not competing.
Right.
So obviously the quality.
Right, because you had Ja to that list too.
I mean,
they
Cole
want to see Ja.
Anthony participated in a slam dunk championship, and I know he can jump and all you want.
He could barely dunk as it is,
but he's not a dunker that
on.
people want to watch.
Right, I'm with you. I love Cole, but the Timbs was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
We'll see how they get creative with NBA All-Star. We'll be here with you later this winter once all those festivities kick off. I think it's in Indiana this year over at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Yeah.
Was it Utah last year?
Yeah. We're
They're getting a little better, a little more cosmopolitan.
I mean, one thing about Indiana, I will say, it's
At least there's alcohol in the minibar when you go to the hotel.
It's a big hoops town, though.
It is.
Yeah, the hoop state.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. It's a lot of history, a lot of hoop
basketball
history
is a religion in Indiana.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame's there. Yeah, they got a lot
part
just
of
set up there in Indiana. All right, guys. Elsewhere around the NBA, Victor Wembanyama made the debut, 15 points in his first start with the Spurs. Any thoughts there as we look at Wemby's debut?
I think it was pretty typical, and it was a wild stat I saw. He had the exact same line that Tim Duncan had his debut. 15 points,
was planted.
2 rebounds. It's the script. It's a part of the script.
Popovich planted that.
6 for 9 from the field. And the best part about the game for me was he started off really slow. He might have had like 6 or 7 going into the fourth, and they were down, and he went on a 7-point flurry and just some of the stuff this kid is able to do. He's just not from here. And the fact that he's just getting started, he's gonna be doing this thing for a long time. So just to see him not be afraid of the moment under so much pressure and duress on the stage with Luka and Kyrie and show up, I feel like he let the world know that he's here and he means business.
I'm sorry to repeat myself. I want to watch 50 more games to tell you whether or not I think.
Right.
I mean, I know he's going to make it. And he has the talent and everything. But
yeah,
what I heard is that the Spurs have been working on his defense and just letting his offense flow. Yeah. Because they worried more about what he can do defensively. So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll take time. But I just like the fact that in the most pressure-packed moment of the night, they went to him and he delivered.
Alrighty, guys. My favorite show, my favorite segment, Booby for 3.
Or 5.
We are going to rank the top 3 non-superstar 3-point shooters.
Booby for 3.
Or
right?
5.
Or 5, or 6,
Booby for 3.
Sometimes 7.
3 and a maybe and a possible.
We're going to be ranking them. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. All right, guys, welcome on back into Booby's World right here on the Big Play Network. Today, we're going to rank our top 3 non-superstar 3-point shooters of all time. Of course, this was inspired by the Max Strus.
Whoa.
What do we want to do? We want to do right now? Let's do right now.
Here. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that would change a
of
lot.
all time?
Let's do it. Let's do it right now in the current league today. Because this is all inspired from Max Strus, right? All inspired by Max Strus. Top 3, Rob. Top 3, not ish.
Yeah, I put Max Strus in my list already.
Max Strus.
Max Strus is my number 1.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna head back to commercial.
I don't know in what order, but Max is. I gotta put Max because
Max.
he's shown not only where he comes from and how hard he's fought.
Right.
To get to where he is. I mean, this dude was undrafted G League guy, and he found a spot because of his hard work, because of his work ethic. So I gotta put Max Strus now.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Buddy Hield.
Oh,
I just love the way he shoots the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I had him on my list because even they compare him and Steph at the amount of time that they've played, and he's made more threes than Steph at this point of their career.
And since you said it was non-superstars, I'll put Steph in the list.
Say what?
No.
What?
Wait.
That's as possible. I knew it was going to happen.
No. Okay. My third guy is going to be somebody that just seems to shoot the ball so well when he plays against the Cavs, and that's Scary Terry Rozier.
Okay.
I love the way he shoots the ball. I love guys that are not afraid of shooting, man.
Yeah, Scary Terry, he do a little bit of everything, but he shoot that ball.
That's
Rough,
my
are
3.
we done?
I'm a fan.
That's my 3.
He still threw Steph in there.
What's the date?
That's kind of like
What's
4.
the date on the calendar? We need to write this down. Booby,
He actually
he kept it at 3.
I love to see it.
We got to hear this list.
Let me stick to 3. I had Buddy Hield on mine, so I say the same for there. And then I'm gonna go with the champ, one of the champs, Michael Porter. I mean, what is it? Michael Porter Jr.
MPJ.
Yeah.
When he's making it.
I mean, he can shoot that ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
quick jump shot. Yeah.
And I mean that's with the team that he's on for like what they need.
He's gonna get the shots.
He's that guy that, like we said, he might not get shots,
but
he makes everybody honest and keeps the floor space for Joker and
I
Jamal.
like him.
So I go MPJ. And then lastly, I'm gonna bring Desmond Bane into this mix. Last year, he I don't know, after his rookie season, I don't know what his numbers went to, but took a big leap from shooting that 3 ball. And I was kind of like, but the fact he's kept it going with Ja Morant on the floor or without says a lot about his ability to shoot the ball. So I go Desmond Bane as another guy.
Honorary mentions. Tyrese Halliburton. I like his shooting. I like Franz Wagner from Orlando too. He's a really good shooter.
I like him.
You know, George Niang is a dude that when he like he said, he likes to bang 3-pointers from the corner.
I feel like I'm so Cavs biased. all Cavs every time we have a list, but I definitely
How
had
about
the many.
Porzingis? I mean, he got off to a really good start, putting up 30
he was shooting
piece
that ball last night, and that
against
was
the
another
Knicks.
thing we
Yeah.
talked about. Like, it was like a moment where Jason Tatum had the ball at the top of the key, and he passed it to Porzingis, and Porzingis took the shot. He had a one more in the corner, and his one more was Jaylen Brown. So that's a hell of an option to be able to, if you take it or pass it to Jaylen
He
Brown.
probably had Drew Holiday on the
That's
other
what I'm
side.
saying. Like, I realized right in that moment that the Celtics are loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that was a great discussion about the current. We'll have to eventually table this.
I'm gonna throw myself in there.
We'll
for
do
sure.
we'll do an all-time list at some point soon. I'm not going to make any promises saying that it's next show.
Just to prepare
at
for
some point.
my homework, is Booby considered a non-superstar? I mean, come on. I mean,
Look at him now. I mean, look at him now.
Yeah,
you know.
come on.
Listen, man, I starred superstar in my role. That was what I felt like. You know what I mean? I feel like I maxed out in my role. So I don't even got to give me a superstar. Nah.
Do we have time for one question for Booby? Just for like recent occurrences and recent happenings, are we canceling the Booby Love Connection
Oh, you
show?
know, I got like 4 DMs with that exact question.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the dating show? What happened to the? I'm like, listen, all we was waiting on for the big play studio to get done up the way that it's supposed to be done. Now we got the TVs,
got the
we
floor
got the couches,
done,
the
the
lights and the
couches.
floors, the ambiance is set. And we ready for y'all to pull up. So the dating show is still on, and the date is coming soon. I don't got a date
All right,
for it,
I
but
just wanted to make sure.
still coming, man.
I'll
All
drink
right.
to that.
Good to know we have not canceled the Booby's World dating
Nah, we
show.
gotta get that done. I'm still looking for love. I am still looking for love.
Well, we're going to go down memory lane because we have more Cavs basketball to discuss, to talk about straight ahead. So don't go anywhere. More Booby's World right after this. Welcome on into Booby's World right here on the Big Play Network. He is Daniel Booby Gibson, Rafa Hernandez, Brito.
Shoot it, Booby!
LL Calde joins us as well. I'm Nick Padone, guys. The Cavs are going to go on a bit of a road trip coming up this week, heading to New York, heading to Madison Square Garden. And we know what happened in the postseason last year. We're not going to rehash that whole thing. But, Booby, my question for you is, what is it like playing in MSG? We hear so much talk as fans that there's no stadium like it. You know, the NBA, like, that's an absolute marquee moment, especially for young guys earlier in their career. That first game at the Garden, what's it like? Is it really that different than playing in some of the other arenas around the league?
Yeah, no question. Yeah, no question. Because you've like your Jay-Z's and all of your best artists have performed on that stage. And the one thing about MSG is it's darker around the
With
court.
stage lighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like a stage. It's like you performing. And so you walk in thinking it's another day at the office. And then when that piano start playing, you be like, hold on. Like, it's a little different in here. You know what I mean? The energy's different. And I think, Ralph, you spoke to this. The New York fan base they're real fans. They really pay attention to the game of basketball. So they be locked in. So I can imagine during a regular season, it might be a little more chill. But during them playoffs, it can go to a completely different level. So you got the stage atmosphere and the fans. So it does make for it to be one of the harder places to play in the gym. Staples is like that too. Like they make it a show when you come to play.
The only thing at Staples, the difference is that the fans are more concerned on waiting for the video of who's there that night, you know, and who's there with Jack Nicholson and all and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Knicks fans, I think, you know, MSG is one of those arenas, one of the few, I don't know the exact number, but they don't have like a host telling people what to do. Come on, let's go, everybody defense.
Really?
All you hear
They're
is
just
like
quiet?
nothing, but all you hear is like the organ, bang, bang, and they all know it's defense, bang, 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 and then, you know, they have the entertainment is New
you know where
York.
you at. You know where you at.
It's loud.
Yeah.
And they're very creative when they use their
Hey,
when
listen,
they
they
talk
talk
to the
bad
players.
to you.
It's not like in Philly that they kind of like thrash
You wonder if it's okay for them to say some of the stuff that you let them get away with. You like, hold on, bro. Like, it's basketball. Like, we can take this outside. That's how
But
you
to
feel.
do the game in Spanish at Madison Square Garden is the absolute worst place in the world to do the game. They treat us like crap. They put us in the 10th floor. There's no elevator to get back to the bus.
They ain't updated nothing in that. It's
Nothing.
still like
It's
from
bad.
1985.
It's horrible.
Yeah, everything
it's the
is
most
still
discriminating arena in the whole world of
But
sports.
that's a part of the mystique, though. You still got like some of the.
Hey, I'm a New
old
Yorker,
stuff
so
in
you know what I can tell you. You know, don't tell.
Ain't no
There's no mystique on that. You know,
It's just old.
it's just bad. It's
Well,
the people that work at the arena are bad, just like a Staples.
Energy
I'm
is
telling you,
Jeez.
when they do whatever the name is at Staples Center and Madison Square Garden, when they demolish those buildings, I wanna buy.
be there?
I'm gonna pay to be allowed to push the button when the
listen,
dynamite
whatever
or
they
the
did to
ball
you,
comes
man,
crashing at it.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that opportunity.
Yeah.
Those buildings are
feel
horrible.
ya.
Both buildings.
the
I
passion
can
is
feel it.
just
I want to help. I
outpouring
want to
about
knock
these
it down
buildings.
myself.
Bad. The good thing, as a New Yorker, that was the first game I ever called in my life.
Wow.
St. John's men's basketball against Niagara.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Okay.
In
Oh, so you got plenty of experience.
I'm
in
gonna
that-
be out
in
there.
that MSG.
I'm gonna be
atmosphere.
in New York this week. I'm gonna be on that stadium just kicking it. You know, be like, this stadium bad to my guy Rob. Screw this stadium.
And I have a sign at home from Section
Careful where you
97E. 'Cause my brothers were season ticket holders, and every game we went to, I used to like move a little bit. So finally, I started getting like 1 and 2 nails off the sign, the section sign. And one time, I finally doing like a big playoff game. It was like a big noise, and I went and I chopped it, and I have it at home. 97E, that was my
So you
seat.
just go, just tell her.
I was happy to deface that building.
This is hypothetical. This is your maybe.
This is what Ralph dreamed. This happened in his dream.
Might, yeah. It's a little hypothetical situation. Maybe. Nah, I get it. I
was
feel
happy to deface that building.
Any doubles
Great
down.
concert spots, though.
For sure.
Booby, what's it like for a team in the regular season now to go up against the team that eliminated them from the playoffs? I know, unfortunately, that happened to you a couple times throughout your career. You know, the Spurs, Boston,
I mean, you can't win 'em all.
Orlando.
You can't win 'em all.
Can't win them all. And for the Cavs, we've talked about it was such a good learning experience just for them to get in there.
Right.
But there's got to be a little bit of extra added emotion when they see the Knicks this week, right? Because you were the guys that did our season in, and now it's not a little personal, but we're gonna bring it on the court.
It goes from basketball. It becomes a war. It becomes a rivalry. Like, it might not be a rivalry like to everybody else, but at that point, you know everything about that team because you spent all that time going over all their plays, all their players, and then y'all get to see each other again after that just happened. So you bring a different type of intensity to that game. Like, it's like you might win the game, but you're not gonna win the fight.
And the league is doing all they can to create that rivalry too, because they put us on a home series there.
wanna
We
see
play
it.
in the 31st and then
Why
visit
not?
again on the first
Why
in New
not?
York City. So it's.
Why not?
I don't think winning both games is gonna make up or make anybody feel good in the organization about what happened last season.
Right, not at all.
That's not gonna be a race until we finally advance
In the
a little
playoffs.
further in the playoffs. If it's against the Knicks, you know what? More than welcome.
Right.
But the point that as a team right now, they just want to get better
Yeah.
as the days go by. And then if it just happens to be the Knicks, you know what?
Yeah.
It'd be good to go back to that place and see what you can do, see what you learn.
And that's
but
what-
other than
and-
that, we could sweep the Knicks.
Right.
Knicks.
And you
This-
spoke
in the
to it.
regular season, and it still won't matter.
You spoke to it earlier, like that. We don't really have a sample size of what we can do, but
Yeah.
now we can add that element of going into MSG with this group and seeing how we handle that environment.
You
with
know the fans
another-
are gonna be on it.
right. They feel like they got our number. So now we going into that hostile environment early in the season. We can kind of see where we stand, and like you said, have an entire year to build from that moment and get better and see what we have to do. So it'll just be another test for the boys, but I think we ready.
And I think JB Bickerstaff, guys, too, the perfect leader for this group to
Absolutely.
make sure,
No doubt.
those emotions don't get too high. They don't boil over. You're allowed to be mad, going into
Wanna
a
be mad.
basketball game. You want to be mad, but you can't be dumb with it once you get mad. And I think JB's going to be the perfect guy to just make sure that everything stays level-headed because it is going to be a feisty environment out there in New
Yeah,
York.
but you know what? At the end of the day, they know, and trust me, JB is gonna make sure with his staff that it's not about beating the Knicks in New York or at the field house or sweeping them. It's about getting better than last year. And I think that message has been drilled to these guys, and they know it. Like I told you last week, Donovan said he didn't have to worry about having to tell the guys to remember what happened to them last year.
That is
remember
cool.
how they need to get better. They all know.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been doing this for a while.
As competitive
As young as they are, they've been playing competitive ball for a while. Nobody likes to lose. Everybody says, that you hate losing more than you like winning. And that's the way it is. And of course, there's going to be an extra added thing there because of the fans. But at the end of the day, it won't matter until we play a series in the playoffs.
Nah, I agree. It'll just be a great test for the guys to continue stacking days and continue to show, like you said, the improvement and that we're still working. That's it.
All right, guys, we are going to step aside. More Booby's World right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome on back into Booby's World right here on the Big Play Network. I'm Nick Padone. He is Game 6 Cavs legend Daniel Booby Gibson. El Alcalde Rafa Hernandez Brito.
That's me.
Joining us as well, guys.
Rafa.
We were talking a little bit about just that playoff mindset. What is the mindset going into the start of a new season, Booby, after a tough playoff exit the year prior? Is there a little bit of that, okay, I'm mad because of what happened last year? Or is it truly just like, you know what, new season, fresh slate, what happened, we're going to learn from it and move forward? Because I just feel like for me, obviously not an NBA basketball player, I would be mad. You know, I would be mad.
No way. Really?
The whitest 5
Nah, man, you come into the season, obviously, with the mind frame of like, look, I'm out for blood because of the way the season ended that last year. But as a vet, I'm talking guys that have been around for a little bit. You also know that there's 82 games that you have to go through that next season. So you do come into it with a clean slate. But going into that offseason after that game, that's your motivation. You get back in the gym, and any moment that you tired, any moment that you feel like taking a day off, you think about that loss. You think about that shot that you missed. You think about that moment that you wasn't prepared for, hopefully. And then coming into that next season, all you thinking is, build. Like, where was I last year, and how can, from that moment and any other moment that happened last year, how can I be better for my team? And that's really the focus. You don't really, the Knicks are just gonna be another. We hope that is not who we're worried about at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We hope that, like, we saying it a lot right
it's
now
not
because
about
it's something
thinking,
to talk
oh my
about.
God, we lost to the Knicks.
Yeah, it's like,
I think, we always talked about wins and lessons. And it's about learning from those lessons. And I think each one of these 17, 18 guys, whatever the number is now, they're all thinking about what is it that they could have done better to help the team, to help the unit. Yeah. And I think that's what they're concentrating on. Not 82 games thinking, oh my God, I can't believe we lost to the Knicks. We lost to the Knicks. We got to know. Like you just said, the shot that you should have taken, the shot that you didn't take, that you didn't make, maybe it's a little more work, maybe here, maybe there, maybe doing more. Like, remember, JB has everybody playing a role, and together, everybody doing their best at the role. Is what we were, the best defense in the league and fourth in the East. So how do you get better? Learning from the lessons. And I think that's what it is. That's what you don't forget. Yeah. The mistakes you made and the things you could have done better. Yeah. And not about losing to the Knicks. It's about what is it that made you
from the entire year.
Yeah. The whole year. What could have been better? What could you have done better? What as a unit? Right. Because that's one thing. The Cavs don't go anywhere if it's like a one-on-one thing. The Cavs go as far as they want to go if they play as a unit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we hear it all the time, especially across sports. The phrase that gets thrown around, don't let that be the Super Bowl. Right. Week 2 into the NBA season against the New York Knicks. Obviously, we are excited to watch another week of Cavalier basketball. We'll be right back here on Booby's World, so you don't want to miss it. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Just look up Booby's World Show. That's the best way to keep track of the show right here on the Big Play Network. He is Daniel Booby Gibson, Cavs Game 6 legend. He is El Alcalde Rafa Hernandez Brito.
That was a move right there.
I'm Nick Padone here, signing off from Booby's World.
My shooting
okay.
I like that. That's clean. It's a little different from the goosey that we usually get out of him. And we will see you guys right back here next week. Thanks so much.